sound of music, the master vibrating off the plaster, whether wax, aluminum, or Pentium. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting this compendium, the pendulum's at 93 BPM. You're entering creative commerce, the way that I merge words and sounds, heard the pound of drums, verbs and nouns succumb to being scattered through patterns. I'd rather give the warning, get your ears ready for creative control. The rate of extolling the virtues of making this whole increases with each release. I'm reaching for completion, being connected through music. That's why you're checking the music. Direct attention to detail, confidently conjuring complex content to complement resale. Still the vision isn't driven by retail, but deep inside it's money driving us. That's when we fail to get the holy grail. Straight creating greatness is the only trail worth taking. That's why I never stayed a phony tale. I never falsely stated, never debated making myself out to be something that I never tried to be. Never lied on the mic, always represent a true side of my life. And if it sells, well, if it sells, so be it. The way I see it, commerce is the way to see people respond to what I do creatively. But once I start deciding what I think they're gonna pay to see, my idea of panacea is diluted. What I need to do is stay the course, never force the point with the joint. Play the chorus, for the dreams see the forest in front of me. I see a lot of cats that try to play the game cunningly, hunting down approval from the masses, mind-numbingly trying to pass their product off by calling it classic. My street promotion hoping they can reach the proper demographic. Some succeed, but does the music really need it? I dream about the day when street teams get defeated. Till then, no use in getting mad. Reach from Massachusetts to Leningrad and demonstrate the method with a pen and pad. Intend to add to the craft with each creation. Might never go plat, but I don't need the validation. I know what I create separates me from the average, and I'm taking what's mine, leaving the rest for all the scavengers. The marriage of the art and the biz, it's hard to do, but if I sell a million records, it'll be because you like the music. Yeah, it'll be because you like the music, and that's creative commerce. Check it out. Joints in the world, she walks in the mind. I'm left to ask if this lady luck or that payback bitch from way back. I lay back and try to wait for a sign, but never find one. She's buying out the bar like it's our golden anniversary. On cursory glance, I didn't place the face. She's first to advance. I played cool, let her take the chance. To make it different this time, I'm on my best. Will she test me? I wonder, is this the main event or undercard? But not out loud, I keep it quiet while she's speaking, reaching back in my mind for signs of past recognition, deja vu. I'm wishing I could call it to mind, but then her voice speaks, it's home, my memory can't find. Do I know you? Do you know me? Do I owe you? Do you owe me? Do I show you? Do you show me? Don't know the plan, though I think I know the way. Don't know your name, but when I call it out, I know what to say. But do I know you? Do you know me? Do I owe you? Do you owe me? Do I show you? Do you show me? Don't know the plan, though I think I know the way. Don't know your name, but when I call it out, I know what to say. We're getting deeper in conversation, talking loud and saying nothing, feeling like the place is empty, but it's packed to the gills. I'm still racking my mind, but feeling every bit the man. I don't philander though, so I know it's just a matter of time. She'll say the right name, the right place, but it all comes rushing back. I know she's blushing with small talk. I can tell she's holding back since she can read me like a book. I ask for chapter and verse. She tells the story of my life with all the facts except my new address. Details, is that the bluest dress that she's the devil in? I ask her if she filed her taxes yet, and she says no. I guess I'm wrong, but I feel strong though, cause she don't know that I don't know. I conjure up some memories and propose a toast to us. Do I know you? Do you know me? Do I owe you? Do you owe me? Do I show you? Do you show me? Don't know the plan, though I think I know the way. Don't know your name, but when I call it out, I know what to say. But do I know you? Do you know me? Do I owe you? Do you owe me? Do I show you? Do you show me? Don't know the plan, but I think I know the way. Don't know your name, but when I call it out, I know what to say. Judging by the short distance from the bar to her chin, it's getting late now. I need decisive info, so I ask where she's been. She says I've been here every day. I say I guess I must have missed you. She says I missed you too, but she don't mean it like I mean it. That's the issue at hand. I'm thinking now she knows that I don't know. She says I hope we don't, but we should do this every day, just like it has been, huh? I'm thinking, damn, I can't remember. Was I going to November, or am I losing my mind? And then point blank, she puts it on the table to see. She says I know you well enough to know that you don't know me. I try to play it off. I speak about the past that I know, but she's not having it. And now she says it's time for her to go. I'm crestfallen. She tells me that's how I always react. I'm knocked back, racking my mind for what would be the best to say. She says we'll start again tomorrow night and steps away. And just in case I might remember, she says, by the way, I'm yesterday. Doom, I ever tell you about my man called Fierce? You know the type, think he making moves like Paul Pierce, a hard worker, but lacking in skills. Thinks he's stacking them bills, but it's the ones you gotta pay, not the ones you pay with. But Fierce ain't the type of cat you wanna play with. He never pulled the trigger, but he's bigger than me. And not literally living out his name every second, but you know he's called Fierce, cause he figures to be. But he's fam, I try to help him find the right rhyme, the right plan. From time to time, he rocks the show as my hype man. But last night, man, he must have had a little too much. And he approached me, saying we should battle and such. A crowd gathered, my man blathered on, he kicked 2 bars of ain't hard to tell, like the crowd wouldn't know it. Then he said he was the abstract poet, prominent like Shakespeare. Yeah, you know the way it goes, it was hysterical. And not to diminish the force, he kicked 2 bars of your rhymes to finish me off. And when I saw him this morning, he said, admit it, I slaughtered you, kid. I just laughed and said, yeah, kid, you did it. Sometimes I think the grapevine has a mind of its own. You put the word out on the street, and by the time it gets home, it ain't the way that you stated. The story mutated, and rumors got legs that can't be amputated. They run wild while the truth is never heard. It's the same song sung, but nobody knows the words, so they rearrange the facts in the way that they prefer. Sometimes it causes drama, sometimes it's absurd.
I was talking to my man named Cadence from Raw Pro. He was telling me about some shit that happened at a show. You know how it goes with rap shows these days. You need a vest. Was at a reunion party for a Tribe Called Quest. So yes, Q-Tip, not even Lord Finesse was in the building. Somebody always fuck up the show and play the villain. Was this tall cat Paul? He used to ball with the Celtics. He grabbed the mic and got hype, man. Nobody felt it. Out for glory like Nori, trying to be a super thug, kicking rhymes with other people's lines but getting no love. But instead of doing his thing and stepping off, he started hollering about pulling the trigger and letting off. Cadence told him to chill for something bad happened, but he wasn't trying to hear it and just kept rapping. Ain't hard to tell no when to hold and when to cash out. Lyrics to go, 'cause right then they threw his ass out. Yeah, now check the method, is to be expected. I had the fury like an MC that was disrespected. Not to diminish the force, but the moment they all dreaded, kicked a hole in the speaker, pulled the plug before he jetted.
Sometimes I think the grapevine has a mind of its own. You put the word out on the street, and by the time it gets home, it ain't the way that you stated. The story mutated, and rumors got legs that can't be amputated. They run wild while the truth is never heard. It's the same song sung, but nobody knows the words, so they rearrange the facts in the way that they prefer. Sometimes it causes drama, sometimes it's absurd.
Couldn't make it on the spot last night, but Dumi told me all about it. Another run-of-the-mill egocentricity clouded mess. A lot of big names playing God behind the red ropes. VIP status, $20 covers, dress codes, and all of that. Even heard the Celtics had an open bar, so all the ladies in the place were praying on their lucky stars that they could play celebrities, may cost a little sex, get a point guard in them and feed their pop star complex. At some point in the tension of the situation, the locals felt threatened and the angst escalated. When it reached its peak, this cat Paul reached for his piece. That cliche rapper MO coping by Bronson-esque means. Apparently his girl was really into sports, trading under the table tug jobs for seats at center court, second row. And I don't know if anyone was shot, but I heard my man Cadence had tried to warn him that the cops had been alerted and would be there any minute. But Paul wasn't having it. Oh no, this was only the beginning. It's another hip-hop show gone out of control. At least that's what I heard, that's what I've been told.
Sometimes I think the grapevine has a mind of its own. You put the word out on the street, and by the time it gets home, it ain't the way that you stated. The story mutated, and rumors got legs that can't be amputated. They run wild while the truth is never heard. It's the same song sung, but nobody knows the words, so they rearrange the facts in the way that they prefer. Sometimes it causes drama, sometimes it's absurd. It's like a summer breeze blowing, slowing the pace of chasing life, facing complacency on the basis of making it right. For now, I'm laid back, waiting for the work to begin. Till then, I'm doing fine, reclined, it's divine right. The 7th day rest, the other 6 would attract me. The everyday stress of the mix, taking the back seat, still expressing lessons, impressed with just if you listen. Engine to my comprehension, firing on every piston when I bust, man, but never take a holiday. Y'all can say what you wanna say, dropping my 2 cents on dollar days, holler phrases to clarify the points that I speak, and drop my other 98 cents spends the rest of the week pressing the breach. I invest in my speech, blessing my beats, but still I'm finding time for me to rest on the beach. The method I preach lay the foundation down, so one day you'll live life like a month of Sunday. A month of Sundays, just imagine what you could do. A month of Sundays, just imagine if it was true. A month of Sundays, just imagine what you could do. A month of Sundays, just imagine if it was true. A month of Sundays, just imagine what you could do. A month of Sundays, just imagine if it was true. A month of Sundays, just imagine what you could do. A month of Sundays, just imagine if it was true. It's like a stitch in the seams to save nine. Dream divine, time's precious, I stretch it and sketch lines. So when I invest the best rhymes and press mine, stack the next wax and press cats, and then back to rest time. I kinda see it as a code of ethics and stress. Nevertheless, level the rest, settle my bets, pedal the metal better than rhetoric instead of your benefits. Inventing the phrase, the genesis of ending is strong with every song. Let the beat rumble along, cause nothing is wrong, never perform, play to prey to pawn. I say this, make it sure to get it across, to make it certain that the point of the song will never get lost, never get forced to sever your thoughts and dreams, plot schemes, endeavors, endure. Remember the cause, whatever the cost. Lay the foundation down so one day you'll live life like a month of Sundays. A month of Sundays, just imagine what you could do. A month of Sundays, just imagine if it was true. A month of Sundays, just imagine what you could do. A month of Sundays, just imagine if it was true. A month of Sundays, just imagine what you could do. A month of Sundays, just imagine if it was true. A month of Sundays, just imagine what you could do. A month of Sundays, just imagine if it was true. A month of Sundays, just imagine what you could do. A month of Sundays, just imagine if it was true. A month of Sundays, just imagine what you could do. A month of Sundays, just imagine if it was true. A month of Sundays, just imagine what you could do. A month of Sundays, just imagine if it was true. A month of Sundays, just imagine what you could do. A month of Sundays, just imagine if it was true. Tracks, that's the MO. This is a demo with techniques to get peak levels of props. And when it drops, cats rock, wax, grind needles to dust and discuss the finer points, cause they can see through the lust. A million love stories unfolded in back of the crates. At first sight, the magnetism sent them back to the greats, where they connected over stacks of plates of past masters to modern day controllers of mics that rap faster. It's inside eternal like schemes studied by rhyme fiends. Every measure treasure, scrutinized like a crime scene. It ain't a new story, I bet you probably heard a ton of them. And I relate to each and every single one of them.
You know where to find me. You know where to find me.
Spots took, the hooks rock by the book. Nowhere to hide, cause I know where to look and where the lyrics reside. I'm on the side of right, guiding lights, lyrics and beats. Follow peaks of sound meters, speak profound heaters that melt bars. Fell far as the end of the planets. I cross state lines and state lines right when it's demanded. Commanded them to stand at attention and respond. When I call, chant the chorus, hands before us and so on. The MC bonds to the audience bonds to the beat. And word is bond, the lyrics conquer the street. Whether the summer heat sizzles or it snows and it sleets, the rhyme finds the audience after it's chosen its beats.
You know where to find me. You know where to find me.
It takes a nation of millions to bring this to the edge. Whether you bring it to the crowd or just bring it to the register, everybody got a part to play, so play yours, take your place. Everybody got to start today and keep it going on and on to the break, and take heed to words spoken by the MC with break beats, horns, cut stabs, kicks and snares, the air rooms prepared in top-notch studios and spare rooms, bare bones, poems, float over compositions, fusing musicians from every era into something that's timely. So if you need to locate me and you listen close to the host, I'm most certain that you know where to find me.
You know where to find me. You know where to find me. Where to find me. You know where to find me. You know where to find me. You know where to find me.
Let it be. saw it all unfold in front of me. Some was claiming he was repping the real, stepping with zeal, weapon concealed. A betting man would know what was about to take place. You hope not to see it, but sometimes it got to be like that. I told my man, yo, we should be right back, hoping that we could sidestep watching the confrontation. A simple equation, but the aftermath is what you gotta reckon with. That's why I didn't even wanna know what some was stepping with. Cause one too many simple disputes between people turn lethal when cats keep what they're packing under wraps, and as it happened, facts are secondary to perception. It's what they think you're packing, it's the real lethal weapon. Anyway, back to the matter. So far, no hand-to-hand standing, man-to-man, tempers flaring like they preparing to brawl all out. The crowd gathering to see what was depicted. To watch it or stop it, guess you could say they were conflicted.
When I find myself in times of trouble, I'm never prepared to see the worst of humanity. Vanity laid out there to see. I guess they need a way to get the anger out their system. And fists and pistols hit harder than speaking words of wisdom. So in the hour of darkness, it's a test for who can stand the pain. The worst of us can surface, and the crowd can stand to fan the flames. And when it starts to percolate, some people hope they get to see. They thrive on watching violence, but I wish that they could let it.
It's about to escalate, too late to stop it. The plot thickens, the hate builds, and if fate sealed, the thought sickens. But the crowd fed off energy generated by conflict. Ridiculous the way they seem to wanna be in the thick of this. The mob mentality's more infectious than life is precious. What a need for gossip tops to need to prosper. Or they all forget to be in front row for night if the fights can be a bitch. The very fame you catch for seeing it might be in your obituary. Whisper very softly if you understand the thought of it. Your life is worth preserving, so be certain not to part of it. By getting in the mix you didn't even have to bother with. And step back from the fray if you don't have to be a part of it.
When I find myself in times of trouble, I'm never prepared to see the worst of humanity and vanity laid out there to see. I guess they need a way to get the anger out their system. And fists and pistols hit harder than speaking words of wisdom. So in the hour of darkness, it's a test for who can stand the pain. The worst of us can surface, and the crowd can stand to fan the flames. And when it starts to percolate, some people hope they get to see. They thrive on watching violence, but I wish that they could let it be.
My thoughts aside, the situation at hand beckons. You can feel the tension drawn, but not yet the weapons. The pressure's on the question on minds. With pugilism solve the feud, and who be living large and who be driven to the hospital. Given odds, I'd say the clear favorite had a hand in his pocket already. Couldn't see what he was packing, but had a feeling it's deadly. I turned my head because I couldn't bear to see. I swear to see a people parted as if the evidence was there for me. It was clear to see it wasn't random but premeditated. Weapon in hand, a man standing over his prey, but elevated to a sense of purpose. Then he told the crowd it was quitting time. Put his pen back in his pocket and said, "Score one for the written rhyme." Very far along the path, wrath felt I melt wax. Hands dealt facts, cemented tracks, forbidden cast that fell fast from last to chastise. To be baptized to be by spitting wicked randomness. And handed cast the feet that couldn't handle this. They rattled in battle, saddled by doubt, creeping, they prattle on. I hear them from downstream, they're up the creek. The paddles on my oarlock. They fall cause I'm the warlock of the short shot. They forfeit, seem like they forgot. My style is more hot like Sun Plus. Can't stop the flow like it's the bum rush. I'm untouched, and everything is fair, just like the one bus. I'm large like the professor in Nas when they kick 1+1. And I remember rap from back before everyone bust guns. Bust rhymes like fiends, even their crimes and misdemeanors cleaner. From in between a sentence, rhymes I read a lean and meaner. Seen a scene I used to gravitate to. Have a fake you cast unfaithful to the way we made you color stage you cast. I hateful and grateful for the foundation laid. Unless they stay paid, they made cash from brass statements. A real hip hop got waylaid, fans pay rappers rockin' band-aids like they don't know it's Christmas. Take cats trying to make hits and write their names down on my hit list. There's more to this than rhyming, getting signed and getting ass and getting large and getting weed and getting props and getting cash. But when you hear some MC rhyming, you start thinking, so can you? You need to realize
that's a big no can do.
There's more to this than rhyming, getting signed and getting ass and getting large and getting weed and getting props and getting cash. And when you hear some MC rhyming, you start thinking, so can you? You need to realize
that's a big no can do.
Science to math, each paragraph's love supreme. Devotion to music, the scheme, the vision, the definition, and the lesson it brings. Listen, this is not a fad, it's a movement. Don't need bling or time and sing to prove it. Do it. No need to get booted, recruited to shoot it. Cats just talking about gas need to get looted. Facts, hip-hop music, universal language. Brought me together with strangers, now these crabs abusing. I'm in Bangkok, while they Bangkok. Industry hoes, Hennessy clothes, jewels and whips, some soul they sold. Stay humble and pray that I don't lose it. Even D-Nice said to me what happened to black music. Ghetto poetic expression, relieving pain and aggression. Worldwide connection, uplift the person's spirit. That's how I do it, Southside Queens, real talk. Even if you're in the movie, don't mean you can feel the part. I'm still a shark, lyrically, your mental be my focus point. Repeatedly and fresh while you dance to minds in the local joint. Sometimes I get the most love from the most notorious thugs. So all that fake shit you spit is hopeless, boy.
There's more to this than rhyming, getting signed and getting ass and getting large and getting weed and getting props and getting cash. But when you hear some MC rhyming, you start thinking, so can you? You need to realize
that's a big no can do.
There's more to this than rhyming, getting signed and getting ass and getting large and getting weed and getting props and getting cash. And when you hear some MC rhyming, you start thinking, so can you? You need to realize
that's a big no can do.
Marks made will never fade like indelible ink. The gullible think they understand, but they never comprehended the true facts. Caught the drift of debating the meaning they threw back. And what they never know shows they never grow, never so much as a centimeter. But they pretend to be the leader, but neither leader follow their hollow or swallowed in hallowed halls. Their shallow calls fall cause it takes drive and pride. If you wanna get it to set it off, you gotta let it ride, and then it all comes back around. So when you catch it and focus, your one-track mind runs back the sound. It takes drive and perseverance to thrive. It takes 5 minutes to control and contrive. It takes pride in what you do to never take a dive. It takes live lyrics over beats to survive. It takes drive and perseverance to thrive. It takes 5 minutes to control and contrive. It takes pride in what you do to never take a dive. It takes live lyrics over beats to survive. It takes a minute to get it if you're in it, but let it catch you. The rest do it different from the way that the best do. The way that the world is stressed, you press, you test, you less, you rest, you get, you vex, you rest, you less, do it correct, you go through it directly so you can affect the end point. Then point, set the bar higher to a level of greatness. State this as a mission, take aim and make this. Embrace the race, run it faster, chase the baseline. Take time, don't waste time with FaceTime. Face first and nosedive, keep the shows live. Last man standing is the one that shows drive and perseverance to thrive. It takes 5 minutes to control and contrive. It takes pride in what you do to never take a dive. It takes live lyrics over beats to survive. It takes drive and perseverance to thrive. It takes 5 minutes to control and contrive. It takes pride in what you do to never take a dive. It takes live lyrics over beats to survive. Mediocrity's the typical cause. Connecting persistence with making the difference is difficult. Centrifugal force pulls back from the middle. A cynical voice will mimic the noise and limit your choice. Daddy, the track stops still, forgetting the cause. Hoping for ovation, but only get a smattering if your motivation's flaws. When hands clap, but only do it politely, you're likely to find it might be a sign you're slightly inclined to lack the qualities given you. Those driven to show pride. The trip to the top is a slow ride. The trick is to stop and redirect. Be selective. See the next step, kid. Be direct. Be the takes drive and perseverance to thrive. It takes 5 minutes to control and contrive. It takes pride in what you do to never take a dive. It takes live lyrics over beats to survive. It takes drive and perseverance to thrive. It takes 5 minutes to control and contrive. It takes pride in what you do to never take a dive. It takes live lyrics over beats to survive.
I'm not invincible, still I see myself as a man of principle, living reality with my connection to morality. Around another T and its mortality, still I embrace it. Life is for living, that's the only thing that's sacred. But I'm facing daily visions of suffering and division. People living in misery because of how they practice religion, trying to hurt you. And if not, trying to convert you like you have to believe what they believe to live according to virtue. Search your mind for a minute and try to help me understand. If I don't practice religion, does that make me less of a man? I'm still dependable. I still see right and wrong and I surrender the values I hold. So does God find me expendable? I watch the wars unfold, fought for division and thought, based on allegorical stories with the same values as taught. It's all degrees of thou shalt not. So if the verdict is to kill to defend your faith, it means you must have misinterpreted. And if you serve God, you don't have to live like a slave, and you don't have to kill somebody just to prove that you're saved, and you don't have to save me, so take my name off the list. And we don't have to agree, but we can still coexist. And there's a whole wide world full of life to live, and love that people live for the right to give. If you believe in God, then you shouldn't have to ask if the fact is killing for religion is malpractice. Whether you read your daily papers, Quran, Torah, or Bible, the survival of faith is liable to make you the rival of the non-believing people you see as damned on arrival. There's nothing in life you guaranteed to see the same as I. Well, that's diversity, freedom of thought. That's how my life is. If that principle is wrong, then I don't want to be righteous. Man, I might just have to fight this holy war. My declaration states it like this: I call for separation of the church in my state of mind. Destruction on salvation, you can pray for mine, but I don't need instructions, so you might as well just save your time. I live with love and value life, and I deplore the lies. It's like religion only, I don't need to organize. When living for your Lord begins to look more like the Lord of Flies and death lies in its wake, I think it's time you reprioritize. But notice I'm not trying to tell you how you should be. Go ahead and practice what you preach, but just don't practice on me. And if you serve God, you don't have to live like a slave, and you don't have to kill somebody just to prove that you're saved, and you don't have to save me, so take my name off your list. And we don't have to agree, but we can still coexist. And there's a whole wide world full of life to live, and love that people live for the right to give. If you believe in God, then you shouldn't have to ask if the fact is killing for religion is malpractice.
No question, I reckon beast and back in second nature. I am indeed the remedy like echinacea. I separate the hits and snares and prepare generous shares of rhymes here to raise the tenor of the conversation. The venerable phrase turn a cadence dope beat combination that you're hearing now, staring like a John Deere. Mowing down the MCs that are slowing down the growth of all of this. Listen close so you all don't miss, as I go a little something like the classics, but have this way to make it different when I'm living it. The ad-libs, lyrics and the scratches, these will make you catch this. The fact is perfection makes the practice the backbone. Travel around the world and bring it back home with a rhyme. As great as the equator once stated, made it all around the globe. Found the lobes to be initiated, hoping they appreciate it. Still I kinda wish we made it loud enough to reach through every concert hall and ballroom, nightclub and arena for the crowd so they could all tune in and get the message that the whack MCs will fall soon. But all of you can help me out by turning up the volume. As the level of the volume increases, the pieces come together for the grand plan, grand slam. Can't stand rappers that grandstand and scam listeners by never meeting demands with their damn hands
hands clutching mic for mic checks bounce. They can't handle the amount, losing balance cause they can't count bars till they're behind them. Bring me to the A&R that signed them, but tell me who these labels are that's paying all these blind men who can't see lyrics, so now they're trying to sound them out. I wanna turn them down or try to drown them out. I pump the power out the system so they have to listen to me when I do them in with 20 bar stanzas. And no, we ain't in Kansas anymore, I spell it out in black and white. I got the answer in this raw pro. Cadence making you also loud, and plus I'm also proud of what I taught you when I brought to your attention that I caught the competition in the crosser, trying to step to me and take a loss. And of course, I'm a lyrical enforcer. If you and yours like the methodology I endorse, turn the volume up louder while I take it to the chorus. I come up under the track, my lyrics got you running it back. I come with the facts and figures, my run is intact. A bigger man than just to play the game to win. I play it to say what I wanna say, and after that I play it again. And still winning, and it's making me grin and making me friends. People to listen close, the lyrics are taking me in. Forget a three-peat, I repeat that feat exponentially in Dynasty. I go down in history for centuries. Eventually you recognize the way I rule audience. Party rockin' skeptic cadence is full hardy. Move 40, make the mic stand plan to move 40 inches back when I attack with a rhyme to prove all of this is more than the fluke. While you get moot points and juke joints, I'm in the studio expressing viewpoints to 2-point drops. I rain lyrics on crowds while you point to the ref. I glide past the ass and drop another.
I battle with trying to get my point across. My life in the sunshine without the punchlines lost at all costs. Boss, why you going on tour? I'm much known better for dropping science to metaphors. Sort of metaphysical discipline with the digital. Critical times where my rhymes are the residual. One-on-one taking you out from the dim light. When I win right, it means you gain a little insight. From Cali to Boston, often they soften. I'm off in my own little zone like a Martian aircraft. So stare, laugh, joke, and wear masks. While you prepare wrath, I'm dropping the rare math. I swear that cadence and blame once defiant. Don't worry about dropping MCs, we drop science. Stay in compliance, cause you're trying to be in my degree. The goal of a true MC, which is the dynasty.
Battles are cool, but I'd much rather win the war. By creating dope songs, that's what I'm in it for. Making music that's sure to stand the test of time. It's a privilege to do this. I feel blessed to rhyme. Beats mad ill, the flows is crazy. The true school flavor like show and AG. We ain't never dropped nothing, it's fake. This musical concoction's causing your rewind button to break. Shed light and Cade money, oh the sounds are hot. Get y'all high without smoking pounds apart. And when we bring blame one into the equation, the result is total jubilation. Y'all know that Shed B possessing personality that's ultra magnetic like said G. Cadence blame one and Shed these guys equal DYNASTY.
MC, the hype man, the engineer. I press record with my right hand and step to the left to where I set up a mic stand. And then I address the masses, deliver the right plan. It's hard to reach the buttons when I'm cutting. I take advantage of every inch I can stretch and still manage to do damage. A one-man posse. When the writer's block tries to stop me, I never flinch, kill beats in self-defense. Because of my convictions that I'm free to speak. Like I'm having visions when I see the beat. My decisions decree the heat drop, the beat top notch with spots get rocked. So if you're aiming for my spot, I'm suggesting best not. No entourage, no security staff, no agent, no publicist, no homies up on stage and screaming. You can't fuck with this. Structure is a man, a mic, and an MPC. And when I stand and deliver, it's just an empty seat. So with the safety in numbers, I count bars, the amount's large. And if you wanna count applause, I come out far ahead of crew. Get a better crew, you're getting rusty. I crush these beats, even though it's just me. And I'm all alone, no one to be with, it's just me. One man constructing beats with these sounds around me, like I can see the hits. But if you ask me where the loop is from, I plead the fifth. Cause I'm all alone, no one to be with, it's just me. One man constructing beats with these sounds around me, like I can see the hits. But if you ask me where the loop is from, I plead the fifth. Matter of fact, I won't plead, fuck the legal loops. Let me clarify, to make this beat I didn't need no loops. But get one thing clear, hip-hop music is art. One man, one mic, and the ability to break apart sound and redefine it, creatively applying it. Cats are buying it, while the industry is trying to get the money out the pockets of hip-hop in so many ways. But hip-hop is not a crime, and hip-hop is not a craze. There's gods who paint us for taking images from the Bible. There's Beethoven sue every time there's a piano recital. The Campbell sue Andy Warhol for painting their soup cans. When we get charged for every single loop, man, it's time to get a new plan. Life is right, not to get fleeced. For using sampling beats, time to handle the heat. I come to do a cover song, you don't need no permission. You pay a bit in publishing and continue with the mission. But we have beats and rhymes, the bass lines from back in the heyday. Even if we chop it up to bits, it's someone else's payday. And after we paid it, made it, and radio played it, labels reissue the records to an audience we created. Before the rap cats appropriated loops, back catalogs sat unused. We brought the past back, made the grooves rare, and still they charge us out the ass crack. It's time for us to take the craft back. All alone, no one to be with, it's just me. One man constructing beats with these sounds around me, like I can see the hits. But if you ask me where the loop is from, I plead the fifth. Cause I'm all alone, no one to be with, it's just me. One man constructing beats with these sounds around me, like I can see the hits. But if you ask me where the loop is from, I plead the fifth. Day one, it wasn't all about American dreams, but there were schemes, some succeeded, others went by the boards. Orchestrated in a world that strikes melancholy chords. George was curious, but furious styles kept him indoors, out of trouble till his namesake, followed by a W, ascended to power cause he intended to devour world peace. Blindsided by rage in our darkest hour, George without the W was steady coming unleashed. And like the rest of us, he watched it in horror. Eyes wide, tried to make sense of destruction from the edge of the game. Thought about direction in life, cause George was enterprising, but realizing he didn't have his head in the game. School was secondary, cause college wasn't in the picture. And after school he worked to help his moms make rent, but had to get home by 7 to make dinner for his sister, while moms finished the shift up at the Hilton residence where she was slowly rising from room service to supervising. But with 2 kids to raise, it's like the ends were strange. She wanted better for the next generation, but the next generation of bills kept up from thinking long range. We got airplanes flying, overseas people dying, politicians lying. I'm trying to understand the reason we should sacrifice the youth when nobody at the top is even telling us the truth. Got airplanes flying, overseas people dying, politicians lying. I'm trying to clarify the message from the misguided furious. Eliminate the lies, bring truth to the curious. This was life in America, the land of opportunity knocking but disappearing. When he answered the door, George was looking for a way to surface, thinking he missed it, but he thought for sure that on the morning he enlisted, he had found a purpose to catch the dream of building self-esteem and finally vent the anger that was making him driven eye for an eye. He remembered when the skies opened up on top of the towers. Now he thought he was feeling patriotism. George was curious of where basic training would take him. Simulating war, this was like video gaming, and George was skilled at it. George was killmatic. George was ecstatic when the game was hypothetical, never thinking about the real cost of the game. Life and limb, George was lost in the same theoretical maze, the haze of hatred. If George was gonna make it, he would have to check the feelings that could drive him insane. But he remained still, trained to kill, and shipped out overseas where the anger and pain just slipped out. While his namesake, the one with the W, made sure we waged war. George was front line, taking it to him. We got airplanes flying, overseas people dying, politicians lying. I'm trying to understand the reasons we should sacrifice the youth when nobody at the top is even telling us the truth. Got airplanes flying, overseas people dying, politicians lying. I'm trying to clarify the message from the misguided furious. Eliminate the lies, bring truth to the curious. George felt at home in the desert. The desolation made him remember the denigration he had suffered at home. The landscape was different, but the trouble the same. Children struggled through pain and violence. He wasn't alone, and inside he felt changed. Though the anger remained, the switch focused. The enemy was in the same boat as he was. He started seeing what the terror reflected, cause he understood feeling hopeless and neglected. The world was complicated when he tried to dissect it, and now there wasn't anger in his heart when he checked it, but his namesake, the one with the W, infected the world with false confidence. The war was expected, but George was in it. Though there wasn't a way to win it, he tried to make sense of it, reflect for a minute, but no time to think. In the blink of an eye with shots behind him, only took a second to remind him this wasn't hypothetical. Hearing screams for medical help, George climbed up under the truck to hide, but he knew the voices screaming and it wasn't mysterious. If there was a way to save them, George was curious. He climbed up on top of the truck, let off 9 shots, but time stopped. George came home in a pine box. You don't command me. To me, your plans are in check. Commander-in-Chief, you don't even command my respect. I saw you stand on the deck with Abe Lincoln, wishing your conquest of the Middle East was a mission accomplished. Told us we won the war. Were you wrong or lying? While the young lay dying, the weak strong are trying hard to make it look like you haven't lost the way. Thousands of lives lost, it's too high cost to pay. You seek out war and try to tell us we're protected. You never won the first time, you weren't re-elected. Keeping the people scared pushed you along. That you'll ignore the nearly half of us that wanted you gone. And that's assuming the counts are accurate. If we investigated, how many voters will we find that you intimidated? At Red Alert we see a terror disease. To the fear, you feel of the will of the people. Somehow you fooled them, got them out to the polls to cast ballots for the hatred that you plan to impose. Cause when the rest of the world speaks, you choose not to listen. You're trying to build a nation full of unemployed Christians, send them into battle for a lie. Jesus didn't die for your sin, that was the working class children you sacrificed. All for a moronic era, a war on terror we can't win. How can you look in the mirror? And if you did, you still wouldn't get the picture. Your war isn't righteous, God didn't pick you. You didn't find weapons anywhere in Iraq. You fell down deep in the credibility gap. The world needs to see us bring civility back. Plus the White House never got its dignity back. And as the war rages, the economy is a disaster. You dug a hole deeper than an Orwell in Alaska. To mask the fact the rats are big mistake. To keep the world from laughing at Bin Laden's escape. Your fiction is in fact, no matter how much you wish it is. Your whole will to power is a faith-based initiative. And I'm not a believer. You didn't get my vote, and hell no, you can't have my soul either. So pass a law to fill the rich people's coffers. Watch the soldiers dying and keep lying like you offered to serve. In the air guard, you must have flown a saucer. Take your 12-step and ask the hell back to Crawford. Cause I remember that your first term was stolen. You gave a new meaning to the words Dick and Cohen. This time you won the vote, but I hope this much is evident. Keep the Oval Office, but you cannot be my president. I'm floating across the ocean, bringing potent lines. I know the time I'm hoping I'm about to see the open minds. Quoting mine, throw a line, this man overboard into the sea. The overlord of MCs blows a breeze to lift the wave heights to save life. Or should I say preserve it and stay right? On course, forced to confront the great white deep in the big blue. Cold enough, it feels like an igloo. If you can't feel the warmth, maybe the crowd don't really dig you. From contiguous states, I state great lines. So when I reach the beaches, you done heard it through the grapevine. Take time to make mine and leave it as the mark that I made. Important, but sort of riding in on a wave like plankton, but poetic like Langston. Then out of the blue fuse, I sank one. Rapper than another, and another was so warm. The water flows a lyrical blip, but when I'm busting up a party, I feel no guilt. million people trying to tell you the way. You know it's like that, right? The heat swelters away and melts the ice caps. When trite raps are everything you dealt to display, your health and decay, it helps you to stay afloat like a life raft. It ain't about the right path or wrong path you're on, cause the lighthouse beacon is the right to keep speaking, but the sight keeps repeating as a message for sure. It's how you use it for direction that determines the core. But what you getting at? Spitting salt water when you're ripping raps. Artistic to killing facts, written raps, ripping tracks, hitting where I'm sitting, cast flipping, never listen back. Missing that, this in fact is counterproductive to the cause. Pause, think it through, bring it to conclusion. If you're bringing through confusion, disillusion, then the thing to do is focus on the task at hand. Grasp the plan so you can make it back to land. It's man overboard. Of all the gin joints in the world, she picked mine. But this time, I wonder what's the deal. Is she Lady Luck for real, or is it payback from way back? She works the room properly. Still, I lay back and let the game come to me. She's buying out the bar, pockets fat as what's underneath. I can't place the face, but I recognize the teeth. When I'm spitting, I'm the type of guy to play it twice as shy. When she approaches, I open my mouth, but I can hardly speak. Racking my mind, trying to think of if we ever met. Doesn't boost my ego, doesn't mean we slept. I don't let on the fact that I can't call it to mind. I know the voice, but my memories refuse to rewind. Sit down and have a drink, let's reminisce for a few. Do you know me? Do I know you? Give me a clue. I'm trying to rack my mind home, but nothing's coming through. I guess there must be something to the way you do the things you do. Sit down and have a drink, let's reminisce for a few. Do you know me? Do I know you? Give me a clue. I'm trying to rack my mind home, but nothing's coming through. I guess there must be something to the way you do the things you do. I take a deep breath to reset, and now it's flowing freely. In deeper conversation than I've been in a while. She likes the style, the vibe's lovely. She's lovely as still. We're feeling like the place is empty, but it's packed to the gills. In fact, I can still recall the feeling of earlier times. Some pearly white shine. She says, give me a second, I'll be right back. I like that. I order up another round of drinks. If she don't know that I don't know, then I have time to think. But fleeting memories never manifest with a name. I'm left with the same confusion. Guess I leave it up to trust. But when she gets back, I know I shouldn't dwell on the setback. I can't sweat that, so I propose a toast to us. Sit down and have a drink, let's reminisce for a few. Do you know me? Do I know you? Give me a clue. I'm trying to rack my mind home, but nothing's coming through. I guess there must be something to the way you do the things you do. Sit down and have a drink, let's reminisce for a few. Do you know me? Do I know you? Give me a clue. I'm trying to rack my mind home, but nothing's coming through. I guess there must be something to the way you do the things you do. Last call's approaching, like last fall. I'm hoping leaves clear away and show the path back from out on this limb. I'm still trying to crack the mystery, but time's running thin. Judging by the short distance from the bar to a chin. But I'm in too deep to ask, so the task at hand needs a master plan. That's the size of it. Before she gets wise to it, I'm surprised to find some inspiration deep from within. Since I'm needing decisive information, I ask where she's been. I'm thinking that'll set this right here, but she says I've been right here. I've been here every night, that's a disastrous spin. But then she steps away, just before she makes a getaway. She says, I know you don't remember me, but by the way, yesterday. Sit down and have a drink, let's reminisce for a few. Do you know me? Do I know you? Give me a clue. I'm trying to wrap my mind home, but nothing's coming through. I guess there must be something to the way you do the things you do. Sit down and have a drink, let's reminisce for a few. Do you know me? Do I know you? Give me a clue. I'm trying to wrap my mind home, but nothing's coming through. I guess there must be something to the way you do the things you do.